top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Late arrival for court lands opposition leader in temporary custody. Warrant recalled. Opposition leader claims political sabotage, says car tires were slashed, prompting his lateness at court. Guyana Energy Conference set to open on Tuesday at the Marriott Hotel. Mocha squatters plead for fair relocation as when members of parliament visit community. And in sport, Eton SILAS to lead on the 16 team as ESSEQUIBO Cricket Board announces inter-county squad. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Monday, 16th February 2026 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We will tell you this evening that an arrest warrant issued for Guyana's opposition leader has been recalled after much back and forth at the Georgetown Magistrates Court Monday morning. Travis Chase is on that story.
Political persecution from the PDP government.
When the Mohammed's extradition matter was called in the Georgetown Magistrates Court on Monday morning, opposition leader Azruddin Mohammed was not there. Principal Magistrate Judy Latchman then proceeded to address the court shortly after 9 o'clock and, noting his absence, issued a warrant for his arrest. It was then that Defense Attorney Roysdale Ford urged the court to refrain from taking that step, but the magistrate declined, signaling that punctual attendance is not optional in proceedings of this gravity. His attorney, senior counsel Roysdale Ford, expressed surprise at the magistrate's decision.
I'm very surprised that the magistrate would have taken the position in the first place to escheat his bail effectively and to issue an arrest warrant. Now, today, firstly, was a report date. It was not a date fixed for the prosecution to bring witnesses for the continuation of the matter. Secondly, apart from the time when Mr. Mohammed arrived 2 minutes late at 9:02, he would have been here present on each and every occasion and in a timely manner.
At the same hearing, Attorney-at-Law Sayan Jean informed the court that Nazar Shel Mohammed was unable to attend due to illness. The magistrate adjourned the matter to February 18 to facilitate the submission of an updated medical certificate. Azruddin Mohammed eventually arrived at court. By then, the warrant had already been executed. Police escorted him to the court's outpost. Around 12:45 p.m., Magistrate Latchman reversed the warrant, indicating that she would temper justice with mercy. Mohammed was released from custody, but not before the magistrate delivered a pointed warning from the bench. She described his conduct as disrespectful and made it clear that any further lateness would trigger similar action.
The usual practice that we resort to another magistrate who is available in the building. In this instance, it was the principal magistrate who we made an application to.
Azruddin Mohammed and his father remain on $150,000 bail each as they await the outcome of their extradition committal hearing. The United States is seeking their surrender to face charges of alleged wire fraud, mail fraud, and money laundering. The case resumes on February 18. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, moments after the warrant was recalled, Mohammed addressed reporters outside the court and offered an explanation for his unusual late arrival. Here again is Travis Chase.
The opposition leader claimed that for the second time, the tires of his vehicles used to transport him had been damaged. According to him, those incidents have made it increasingly difficult to move freely.
So this morning, something strange happened. He called me, the driver. He got a purple Allion, and he told me both tires are slashed on the car. And this is not the first time it happened, you know. Weeks ago, when I had to attend the court, one tire was slashed, so he had to change the wheel, the spare wheel in the trunk. But this time, this morning, he couldn't have changed two wheels because just one spare wheel the car would have in the car trunk. Two wheels were slashed this morning. And I suspect that the special branch, the arm of the Guyana Police Force, headed by the PPP again, they did this purposely so I can arrive court late this morning.
Mohammed further alleged that he is currently unable to insure any of his vehicles contending that insurance companies are refusing to provide coverage. He maintained that he has never been late for court and insisted that Monday's events were beyond his control.
All my vehicles, right? The insurance companies, they're not renewing the insurances because the wicked, vindictive, treacherous PPP government instructed them not to renew my insurances. I gotta depend on some of my staff to use their vehicles, like what I've been using for the past couple of weeks or even months.
In a pointed political accusation, the opposition leader claimed that the People's Progressive Party Civic is behind what he described as a series of strange occurrences surrounding him. There has been no immediate response from the PPPC to those allegations.
That the victimization that I'm going through in this country is unbelievable under the PPP administration. I have utmost respect for the magistrate. I think I attended this court more than 12 times. I always would be here before my attorneys. Only once I was late, and that was 9:02 a.m., 2 minutes past 9.
Mohammed and his father, Nazar Shal Mohammed, are on $150,000 bail as they await the continuation of their extradition committal hearings. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
The Minister of Amerindian Affairs on a podcast at the weekend said allegations leveled against her by the opposition is false and is being used as a political tool to smear her good name. Marvin Cato reports.
Opposition leader Azharuddin Mohammed over the weekend leveled more claims of alleged corruption by the Minister of Amerindian Affairs in a video that has continued social discourse on the wealth accumulated by some government officials. This was not his first allegation of alleged corruption. Previously, he alleged that the minister owns another property worth more than $100 million.
This is what corruption looks like under the PP government. Behind me is another one of several striking homes worth over $100 million belonging to Minister of Amerindian Affairs, Sarah Brown.
No sooner had the leader of the opposition made those allegations, the minister fired back on a podcast.
I want to be honest, with the nation about how it has affected me. And, moving forward, how do I overcome this? And so I would be lying if I'm going to say that it has not affected me, because it has.
Minister Sarah Brown Shadiq described the attacks against her as purely political, admitting that the attacks have crossed various lines and has had a negative effect on her character. She said the recent actions of the opposition leader has made her scared and has caused her to constantly be looking over her shoulder because her private space was violated with the operation of an alleged drone flying over her property. However, she is of the view that the political attacks by the opposition leader would not deter her from performing her functions and bringing relief to the people she serves.
If we go back to the episode with the Truly House statement that would have been made in Parliament, for those who are really looking at it, they listen to what I said, they would have, been clear. I would have been clear.
Yes.
And they understand. But it's all political.
The minister pointed out that she understands the political arena and allegations come with the territory. However, she is adamant that the allegations are false. She said while others would encourage her not to focus on social media since some of the comments are derogatory, she does. The leader of the opposition has been relentless in exposing allegations of corruption against several high-ranking government officials in the recent past. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Antonio Day tells us that the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo set to open on Tuesday, February 17 at the Marriott Hotel in Georgetown is expected to attract more than 10,000 attendees and 200 exhibitors under the theme Building Tomorrow's Future Today.
The Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Exposition will be opened on Tuesday, February 17, 2026 at the Marriott Hotel. This 4-day event, which ends on Friday, February 20, 2026, serves as a dynamic platform for examining the latest developments and exploring emerging opportunities that shape these critical fields. At its core, the conference on the theme, Building Tomorrow's Future Today, fosters forward-looking discussions aimed at bridging gaps between various players in the energy sector, landscape, and supply chain management. By facilitating cross-border connections and idea exchanges, the NG Conference nurtures collaboration that transcends geographical and sectoral boundaries. Participants will engage in insightful dialogue on innovations, regulatory framework, technological advancements, and sustainable practices that define the future of energy production, distribution, and supply chain logistics. Designed for professionals seeking to stay at the forefront of industry trends, the event encourages knowledge sharing and strategic networking. There will also be a youth forum that will be hosted on the final day of the conference, where the school-age population, as well as university students, will engage policymakers on matters pertaining to the energy sector. Meanwhile, on Sunday, February 15, the conference's secretariat successfully hosted a 5K energy run walk at the MARRIOTT Beach in Kingston, Georgetown, as a precursor to the event. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Join us after the break. We have more news for you.
Celebrate with us at Courts. We have what you need at the biggest season sale. Save with great deals and huge savings on select items store-wide. Get unbeatable values on TVs, new arrivals in furniture. Save on select bedroom sets, large appliances, free gifts, and much more. Shop now, pay later. Get huge savings this season. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Offers end February 28, 2026. Conditions apply.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Krishna Rao Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC, Manripo, East Coast, and Marara, or call 220-9624-629-4021 or 619-7880. At Krishna Rao Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Thanks for staying with us. You with the HGP Nightly News. Antonio Day tells us now that the Guyana Technical Training College, Inc. in Port Marriott, a landmark project valued at $120 million was officially commissioned.
The $120 million Guyana Technical Training College was commissioned in Port Marriott, emphasizing the importance of youth, especially women, in the oil and gas sector. This state-of-the-art institution was officially commissioned by President Irvin Ali over the weekend. The initiative aims to support Guyana's rapidly expanding oil and gas sector by equipping a skilled workforce to meet future industry demands. In his keynote address, President Ali highlighted that the establishment of the GTCI was the product of strategic dialogues initiated in 2020 between the government of Guyana and key development partners, including ExxonMobil.
When we are 100 years into oil and gas, we will be the #1 training facility in the world. Because energy diversification is a big topic in the world today.
GTTCI boasts advanced simulation technology that places it among a selected group of similar institutions worldwide, reflecting Guyana's commitment to cutting-edge technical education. During this commissioning ceremony, President Ali recognized the current students enrolled at GTTCI, describing them as the living inspiration behind this vital national investment. Notably, the head of state observed a remarkable cultural shift over the past decade. A growing number of young women are now pursuing technical training, signaling transformative progress in the country's development trajectory and gender inclusivity in traditionally male-dominated fields. It was announced that the University of Guyana is working with GTTCI to ensure engineering courses are also offered at the facility in Berbice.
We have all of the facilities here now, and the School of Medicine must be fully operational here in Berbice. And if it is not fully operational, then I will have serious difficulty with the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, the University of Guyana, and all those who were given that mandate, because I said I wanted to be fully operational.
Meanwhile, Professor Clement Sankat, director of GTTCI, emphasized that the college is a critical component of the country's developmental blueprint.
The GTTCI sought to get more young Guyanese to get the training experience of these world-class facilities. What makes this institution so distinctive, not only in Guyana, the region, and in the world, is our ability to truly train our students for the world of work.
Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Residents of Mocha Arcadia squatting area on the east bank of Demerara have issued an urgent plea for fair treatment as opposition parliamentarians visited the community to document concerns affecting close to 400 households. Here's that story.
During the visit to Mocha squatting area on the east bank of Demerara by a team led by opposition leader Azruddin Mohammed and the other We Invest in Nationhood members of parliament, residents detail a litany of long-standing issues affecting some 375 households. Chief among them, anxiety over potential relocation. Many have lived in the area for decades in fear of being displaced without adequate compensation or the opportunity to remain.
I live in Tortilla. Yes, Mama, since I was 12 years old. All my children are right here, the bar, and go to school, everything. And now they're telling me that I have to move.
The residents say that they were offered $71,000 for compensation for permanent crops that were uprooted. The relocation concern is compounded by a genuine safety hazard. A Guyana power and light transmission line runs directly across the settlement, raising serious safety questions. Residents acknowledged that moving may be necessary, but pleaded for the first preference to purchase lands in any resettlement process. The party in the statement said beyond the threat of displacement, the community faces crumbling infrastructure that has gone unaddressed for generations. Internal roads have been in a deplorable condition for approximately 30 years, according to residents. A community ground that once served as a gathering space has not been utilized for several years due to its deteriorated state. Compounding these issues is a chronic water problem. A pipeline installed just outside the ball field has been leaking since its installation, affecting water pressure throughout the area. Residents reported making numerous complaints over time, but no action has been taken. When stated that residents expressed a willingness to cooperate with authorities and are seeking a fair and supportive approach moving forward. The party statement concluded with a direct appeal when calls on the government of Guyana to do justly by its citizens. With 375 households watching anxiously, the fate of Mocha squatting area now rests on whether those calls are heeded. Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Women entrepreneurs under the We Lift initiative are being prepared to expand beyond local markets as the Ministry of Human Services and the Social Security strengthens support to help their businesses compete regionally and internationally. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security on Monday hosted a stakeholder engagement with women vendors participating in We Lift 6 alongside local and international companies. The session aimed to ensure that participating women are fully equipped to take their products beyond Guyana. Minister Vindhya Prasad said the focus is on preparing the entrepreneurs for global competitiveness under this year's theme, Made by Guyanese Women for the World.
I think it's time you move to the rest of the world. Yes. And the intention behind all of this is to provide support.
Minister Prasad noted that over the past 5 years, the program has recorded remarkable growth, not only in the businesses themselves, but also in the confidence and capacity of the women behind them. She explained that many entrepreneurs have successfully transitioned from micro to small and from small to medium-sized enterprises. She further emphasized that the ministry has been closely tracking the progress of participants over the years to assess their development, improve product quality, and ensure that their goods meet higher standards for wider markets.
So that you are poised to not only supply your local markets, but your regional markets, and then further than that, your international markets.
The engagement also focused on ensuring entrepreneurs are properly equipped with the necessary documentation and requirements needed to operate at a higher level and access larger business opportunities. Additionally, the minister spoke about the upcoming Guyana Development Bank, which is expected to come on stream later this year, with an injection of $100 million. She encouraged the women to prepare their business plans and proposals early, noting that the facility will offer interest-free and collateral-free loans to eligible entrepreneurs. We Live 6 is scheduled to take place from March 6 to 8, 2026. Approximately 400 women are expected to participate, including established business owners and first-time entrepreneurs showcasing their products and services. Tiana Co reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned. More news after the break.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Development is rising in Guyana, offering real direct benefits from the 2026 budget. Oil and gas revenues are now funding 32% of the national budget, injecting $495 billion Guyana dollars into the economy. This investment is creating new job opportunities, expanding infrastructure, and delivering modern technology services nationwide. Since oil production started offshore, oil and gas companies have been investing in the long-term development of Guyana.
For more updates, visit www.oilnow.gy.
Celebrate with us at Courts. We have what you need at the biggest season sale. Save with great deals and huge savings on select items store-wide. Get unbeatable values on TVs, new arrivals in furniture. Save on select bedroom sets, large appliances, free gifts, and much more. Shop now, pay later. Get huge savings this season, only at Courts. Bringing value home. Offers end February 28, 2026. Conditions apply.
Welcome back. You're still with the HGP Nightly News. Opposition Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal at the weekend on the program made a startling revelation that the MV Hercules, which was purchased by the government for a hefty sum, is still being operated by that company it was initially purchased from. Marvin Cato reports.
The Ministry of Public Works, they bought a boat, the MV Hercules. They bought that boat, which is a third-hand boat. It's an old boat that sailed from America and came to Guyana, and Marine Inc. is the company.
That was Opposition Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal representing a Partnership for National Unity. The MP believes MV Hercules bought by the Ministry of Public Works leaves more questions than answers. Mahipal, on a program at the weekend, said the company the boat was purchased from is owned and operated by one Larry Singh. According to the MP, said government paid approximately $180 million for the boat.
Ministry of Public Works now went and entered into a contract with the very people of Marine Inc. for them to operate the boat at a cost of $400,000 a day.
Mahipal said close to $12 million a month is being given to a company that would have sold Guyana a third-hand boat and is still getting $12 million a month for the operation of the boat. If the boat goes out of operation, the MP said the ministry has to foot the bill for the repairs. He stated further that the company only provides 4 staff who are currently in its employ.
Why is it that the ministry could not have provided its own staff its own staff that it has, that they're paying, to work and operate the boat, just like how we're operating Macaura, Malali, Canawan, Sabanto.
The MP questioned what makes this boat, the MV Hercules, more special than the other boats that the ministry has oversight for. The MP is of the view that the boat being purchased and then given back to the company to operate speaks to wastage of the country's resources and akin to corruption. Efforts to contact the Minister of Public Works, One Edgil, and senior officials of the Transport and Harbors Department proved futile. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Testimony continued on Monday in the ongoing election fraud trial as the court heard detailed accounts of alleged irregularities during the 2020 electoral process. Diana Cole has more details.
Day 49 of the election fraud trial continued on Monday at the Georgetown Magistrates Court before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith Magusti, with Ambassador Sesnarain Singh returning to the witness box to continue his testimony on the events surrounding the March 2020 elections. Singh, who currently serves as Guyana's ambassador to the Netherlands, told the court that during the March 2, 2020 general and regional elections, he acted as a supernumerary agent. In that role, he observed the ascertainment, validation, and verification of the District 4 tabulation process. He testified that former District 4 returning officer Clement Mingo informed persons at the command center of his intention to restart and accelerate the tabulation process. According to Singh, Mingo proposed allowing his staff to extract data from statements of polls, SOPs, and present the results via a spreadsheet, an approach that Singh said was met with serious objections from party representatives present. Singh further testified that several party representatives requested to speak with then Chief Election Officer Keith Lowenfield. He recalled Lowenfield advising that if any discrepancies were found between the spreadsheet figures and the SOPs, they should be brought to his attention so that the process could be halted. Otherwise, Lowenfield suggested that Mingo be given an opportunity to proceed. During the afternoon session, Singh returned to the witness box and stated that staff began calling out figures from a spreadsheet that did not correspond with the carbon copies of SOPs in the possession of party representatives. He testified that when APNU AFC figures were called by Mitchell Miller, the numbers appeared inflated, while votes for the PPPC appeared reduced. Defense counsel Nigel Hughes later questioned the prosecution about the documents it intends to tender as evidence. While acknowledging that SOPs from the PPPC could be tendered, Hughes sought clarification on which documents from GCOM the prosecution planned to rely on as referenced by the witness. In response, the prosecution informed the court that certified copies of SOPs from GCOM would be tendered. Hughes challenged this position, arguing that certified copies are typically permissible in civil matters, and questioned whether the prosecution had the original documents. The prosecution explained that the original SOPs from GCOM are currently lodged at the High Court, pursuant to an order issued by former Chief Justice Roxanne George. The court was told that, under a separate order, copies were made by the registrar and subsequently handed over to the police. Singh is expected to return to the witness box on Wednesday for cross-examination. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, Bibi Anisha Mohammed is scheduled to be cross-examined by defense attorney UC Anderson. The charges arise from investigations into alleged attempts to manipulate the results of the March 2020 election results. In total, the defendants face 19 conspiracy-related charges, and the prosecution has indicated that approximately 73 witnesses are expected to testify during the trial. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. Citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Guava, pineapple, that give me a vibe. We no want nothing less compared to the rest. Fruitopia the best. Quenching the thirst when it comes to the test. Perfect thing for my lunch. Flavors pack a punch. Fruitopia, Fruitopia. It's a drink that's hype. It's a citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime.
Driven by oil and gas, Guyana's economy is growing fast, projected to rise by over 16% in 2026. But growth isn't just numbers. It's a young graduate landing a first job, a small business receiving more work, families getting better roads, schools, and healthcare in their communities. So, pay attention, build your skills, and find your place. Since oil production started offshore, oil and gas companies have been investing in the long.
For more updates, visit www.oilnow.gy.
Need to open a bank account? There's no time to make the drive to stand in line. Get ready. Opening an account with Republic On Board is easy from anywhere at any time, even while waiting for a food order. So you don't have to skip lunch. Republic On Board. Fast, easy, secure. Visit www.republiconboard.com to open your account today.
Good evening and welcome to Monday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. Here's what you need to know as we turn attention to news in Jamaica. The St. James Municipal Corporation Thursday passed a resolution during its monthly meeting to erect a statue of the late reggae icon James Jimmy Cliff Chambers at the entrance of Jimmy Cliff Boulevard in downtown Montego Bay. The resolution, which will be sent to the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport for review, was presented and unanimously approved by the councillors in attendance. Still with news in Jamaica, the Watchman Church Leaders Alliance urges careful consideration of the Casino Gambling General Regulations of 2025, highlighting potential social impacts amid ongoing parliamentary discussions. While acknowledging economic opportunities related to integrated resort developments, the group raises concerns about problem gambling, public health preparedness and protections for vulnerable communities, emphasizing the church's awareness of gambling's destructive effects on families. And finally, with international news. The Kremlin on Monday flatly rejected accusations from 5 European countries that the Russian state had killed Alexei Navalny 2 years ago using toxin from poison dart frogs, but his widow said that the truth had been finally proven. Navalny, President Vladimir Putin's most prominent domestic critic, died on February 16, 2024 in the polar wolf penal colony north of Arctic Circle, about 1,900 kilometers northeast of Moscow. He was 47 years of age. That has brought us to the end of Monday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio D. Do have a great rest of the evening and goodbye for now.
Let's now join Delwyn Neblet for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delwyn Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Monday, February 16, 2026. We begin tonight with football. Action took place in the 2026 MODEC Tertiary Football Tournament with one fixture at the number 5 ground West Coast Babis on Thursday, 2 fixtures at the Buxton ground on the east coast of Demerara on Saturday, and 1 fixture at the Lenore ground in Region 3. On Thursday, the Maikoni Technical Institute secured a thumping 10-3 victory over the Guyana School of Agriculture on the back of brilliant hat-tricks from both Tyrell Delph and Omar Williams, as Winton Hardman and Iron Tom each netted doubles in a winning effort. In Lenore on Saturday, the ESSEQUIBO Technical Institute secured a dominant 5-1 victory over the Lenore Technical and Vocational Training Center. Jim Carter netted a brilliant double as D'Angelo Davidson, Momes Henry, and M. Simpson each scored once in a winning effort. In Buxton on Saturday, match number 1 was another dominant A2 victory for the Maikoni Technical Institute over the Guyana School of Agriculture, while match number 2 was a 4-2 victory for the Linden Technical Institute over the Cyril Potter College of Education. More in football, action took place in the 2026 Ghana Football Federation Elite League Cup with 2 fixtures at the National Training Center in Providence on Saturday. Match number 1 was a commanding 5-0 victory for the Ghana Defence Force FC over the Futa Conquerors, as both Ian Duca and Stephen McDonald netted doubles and Abumchi Aparis scored once in a winning effort. In match number 2, the Ghana Police Force FC secured a thrashing 9-0 victory over the Namsel FC, as the latter forfeited by refusing to take the field of play in the second half. Carl Griffith delivered a superb hat-trick as Ryan Hackett netted a brilliant double. Devon Padmore, Nicholas MacArthur, Simeon Moore and Bevan McGarrell each scored once in a winning effort. Moving into basketball, action took place in the 2026 Schools Basketball League with 2 fixtures in Georgetown on Friday. At the Burnham Court, St. Stanislaus College secured a narrow 49-48 victory over President's College on the back of 20 points and 10 rebounds from Daniel Chisholm. Dimitri Cameron added 14 points, 8 assists and 7 rebounds in a winning effort. At the Marion Academy Court, St. Rose's High secured a massive 90-21 victory over the hosts after a massive 58-point second half. Action will resume in the 2026 Schools Basketball League on Wednesday as President's College take on St. Stanislaus College at the PC Court on the east coast of Demerara. Moving into cricket, the ESSEQUIBO Cricket Board have officially announced their under-16 squad selected to compete in the 2026 Ghana Cricket Board Inter-County Tournament from February 16 to 21st. Led by Ethan Silas with Ravid Fredericks as vice-captain, the side also includes Timothy Ramdat, Nikhil Retimaya, Devraj Prasad, Usain Fredericks, Jonathan Barry, Ishwar Tilak, Rondell Nurse, Mark Anthony Obermuller, Josh Cornelius, Wade Ferreira, TYRES Stephanie and DeMarcus Thomas. 6 standby players have also been identified. Finally, in cricket, action took place in the 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup with the West Indies taking on Nepal at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai on Sunday. Batting first after being sent in, Nepal were limited to 133 for 8 of their allotment of 20 overs. Dipendra Singh Irie top scored with 56 from 47 as Sumpal Kami remained unbeaten on 26. Player of the match, Jason Holder, was the pick of the bowlers for the West Indies, taking 4 for 27. When the Windies responded, they reached 134 for 1 in 15.2 overs on the back of a brilliant half-century from the captain Shea Hope, who remained unbeaten on 61 from 44. Shimron Hetmeyer also remained unbeaten on 46 from 32, as Nandan Yadav picked up 1 for 24 for Nepal in a losing effort. The West Indies are now sure to advance to the Super 8 stage of the 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup, having played unbeaten after 3 matches. The final match for the West Indies in the group stage will be against Italy at Eden Gardens in Kolkata on Thursday. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett, reminding you to stay in the game.
Late arrival in court lands opposition leader in temporary custody. Warrant recalled. Opposition leader claims political sabotage, says car tires were slashed, prompting his lateness at court. Guyana Energy Conference set to open on Tuesday at the Marriott Hotel. Mocha squatters plead for fair relocation as WIN MPs visit community. And in sport, Ethan Silas to lead on the 16 team as ESSEQUIBO Cricket Board announces inter-county squad. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.